I think he might be excited about the new digital permit book. What's that? I don't know. Let's talk about it and find out.
Robbie's got a gold watch. Don't seem like a whole lot after 30 years of driving up and down the interstate. But Robbie's had a good life, and Robbie's got a good wife.
All right, man. We're going to pick us up a show freight load. Trade show load. Yeah, we're pulling out from the pilot here just north of Toledo, about 3 or 4 miles north of Toledo, right there around Toledo. We're picking up at the Toledo, is it the Civic Center or Convention Center, I think he said. So, yeah. Hopefully we'll get there and get picked up and everything. He said this one's already pre-done or something other, so we don't have to do a empty and a loaded weight. So that's good. One less thing to worry about.
That's good. One less thing.
So we'll see when we get over there. Pickup time is, or the cutoff time to check in is, well, I think it's 2 o'clock, but he said the convention ain't even over till 2 o'clock or 3 o'clock. So originally it was 4 o'clock, and then they bumped it back up to 2 o'clock. So we shall see. If I'd known for sure about the parking situation, I probably would have stopped sooner and stopped about at the TA in Monroe, Michigan. But the problem with that is you still got to go past those scales. And I went on, the scales were closed, so we got on past the scales, so we didn't have to worry about that while they were closed. All right, where we going? Hang a left. All right. Oh, looks like they're building another gas station across the street.
Turn at the first left onto East Alexis Road.
Oh yeah, Green Arrow, baby. That's what I'm talking about. So since the load we're picking up, trade show stuff, it's kind of sensitive. So you don't want a dirty trailer, you know what I'm saying, with dirt, wood chip pieces off of pallets and stuff like that. You know, you want a nice clean trailer. So while we were parked there, went ahead and jumped up in the back with the leaf blower and did some blowing. Got it cleaned out real good. So we'll show it with a nice clean trailer. And then hopefully it won't get dirty hauling the trade show load, because then we're going to pick up a load in Hebron. After we get delivered in Cincinnati, we're going to Hebron and picking up a load there. And we're going south, baby. When I say south, I mean we are going south. Way south, man. Just a smidge above Key West. South. Yeah, we're going to Homestead. Homestead freaking A, Florida. So we're going to be in Florida for a little while. I don't think y'all can see it, but there's icicles hanging down from my visor. Freaking icicles, man. What the hell? I was talking to old Matthew this morning, and I said, man, I went ahead and took that load. I said, I'm still going to make some good money on it, you know, even though I might have to do a lot of deadheading back out of South Florida. But I don't have to do hardly no deadheading to go pick it up, you know, maybe 20 miles. Probably less than that. and to pick up the load. So I did the math on it. I went over it back and forward, and decided, hey, I can make some money on this load. It delivers on Sunday, so I can get it delivered and back up to the house by Monday, and then go get everything I need to get done to the truck. So we'll do that. Uh, and I'm hoping my Grinding Gears t-shirt's going to be there when I get home. I don't know. It'd be nice. Yeah, he's got the ones with the Freightliner Classic on it, man. It looks similar to mine. Let's see. All right, we're going towards Cleveland. All right, just want to make sure we're on the same page. Yeah, I can't wait to get my Grinding Gears t-shirt with the Freightliner Classic on it. That's going to look good. I need to talk to him too and find out how he gets those shirts done like that with the Classic on them. Me and Teresa have tossed around the idea of doing not screen print, but it's a kind of a print that you can do with a printer and be able to press them on the picture thing. So I don't know. It might be something we end up looking at. I wish I could do the screen print though. I mean, if you're only going to have 2, maybe 3 colors when you're doing the screen print, it might be something you could do at the house. I've worked at a place before that did screen printing there in Mariana. Russell's or something like that, I think that's what it's called. Russell Athletic Gear, whatever. And uh-oh, I hope this is the right lane. Yeah, this is it. We're good. So I don't know. And I've seen it done several times, so it don't it's just investing all that money in it, especially when you're not making any money on it. It's more or less you tossing away money. But it's for a good cause, man. It's for a good cause. A lot of people donate to charities, stuff like that. I like to donate to you guys. T-shirts, hats, anything I can give you guys to say thank you, for watching the videos and everything. I really appreciate it. I'm working on a plan right now. It's not locked in stone yet. We still got to work some things out. But we're working on a plan to be in mats. So yeah, we're kind of working on a plan to be in mats in March, at the end of March, and so if we can do that, I'm gonna need to. I want to try to take a couple dozen shirts and hats with me in case I run across any of you guys. It's hard when you don't know what sizes to make. You make so many large, so many extra large. Ambulance. Go get them, buddy. So we'll see. The hat situation's easy. I was doing the colors, right? The bright colors, orange, green, different colors, bright colors. I would like to do some blue hats, though, maybe. All right, we got about a half a mile. We got to turn left on Cherry Street. Oh, wow. Speed limit's 53 here? I was thinking it was a lot less. Uh, yeah, this is it. This is it. Okay, let's go get over. Yeah, let's go ahead and get on over and turn left here. I remember the agent telling me something about coming in on Jefferson Street. Let's see. We may have to make a couple of loops around the place to figure out how to get in there. I was looking to see if there was some clear. Uh, he did say Jefferson Street, didn't he? Yeah, I think he did. Oh,
One half mile. Keep right before the tall glass building.
yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do. Turn on Jefferson Avenue.
Keep right to North Summit Street.
So we got to turn here somewhere.
Turn at the second right onto North Summit Street.
Yeah, I think it's right here. Yeah, this is it. All right.
One half mile. Turn right on Jefferson Avenue.
Okay, here we go. Final countdown. I'm pretty sure he said something about turning right on Jefferson.
In 1/4 mile. Turn right on Jefferson Avenue.
All right. So, I think the next red light is Jefferson.
Turn right at the traffic light.
Yeah.
Turn right on
Yeah.
Jefferson Avenue.
Good. There's nobody over there. Maybe we can make this swing.
Arrive at 401 Jefferson Avenue, Toledo, Ohio, 43604 on the left.
All right. All right. So it's on the left over here where we're going. Let's see. Well, this is definitely. Let's see. Yeah, this is definitely the place. Wait, is it on the left or the right? Yeah, it's on the left. That's got to be it right there. All right, let's circle around. That looks like it on the right over here, though. Yeah, let's pull into the center. All right, we're gonna try to get in here. Oh, I see it now. There's the other trucks. Uh, he said there's no marshaling yard, so we just got to get in there. So I don't know if I'm supposed to back in off the street or pull in. Oh man, looks like all the docks are full. Uh, I think what we're gonna do is walk in there and look. We just have to park here in the center for a second. Let's see. Where's that little car going? Good news is I got the camera on back there in the back so I can see. Alright, this ought to be good for a second. We'll check back. Alright, well, they decided rather than parking there for 2 hours, they're gonna let us go up here to a place called the Hollywood Casino. And they got designated parking up there so we can go up there and hang out. And what's crazy is I was on the phone with Landstar, calling them to tell them that I was gonna have to park there on the curb and for the trade show thing. And old boy starts walking out, so I told old girl on the phone, Charmaine, I said, "Can you please hold on just for a moment? Let me take this, see what he wants." And it took him a little while to explain everything to me, so she got impatient and hung up on me. So I don't know if I were to call her back or just let it go. Now, see, there's some loading docks right there. Why couldn't I just back into those loading docks? That would have been much more simpler. It looked like they wouldn't even open. But that's all right. At least where we're going will be good and legal. Won't nobody run us off. He said that he's got some trailers parked over there. So we should be good and legal to park over there. He said, "Yeah, go inside and spend some money." I'm like, "Yeah, I don't think so, dude." So yeah, this is a good paying load, but I want to save some of that money. Yeah, look at all these places around here. I can see places where I could have got into, man, and parked. They don't know me, man. I can wiggle into just about any spot and park out of the way. Look at that right there. Little place right there on the backside. Looks like an old deserted warehouse. That would have been perfect right there. I should have pulled up Google Maps and found my own spot to park. That's all right. Who knows? We might see somebody famous over here. Less likely to run into anybody when you wiggle into one of those docks at an abandoned warehouse or pull into a parking spot's old, at, some old abandoned place. You're less likely to bump into somebody famous. uh, let's see, what did he say? Exit 199, I think he said. Yep, exit 199. Okay. Oh, Cracker Barrel. Cracker Barrel. Boy, did their stock take a dive earlier this year, boy. Woo. Yeah, we're going to rebrand it. Make it more chic. Yeah, we don't want chic. We want Southern home cooked meals. We want to see old ass brooms and guns and old timey butter churns and stuff like that sitting around everywhere on the wall. Old timey pictures and stuff. We don't want none of this new chic crap, okay? You have one job: make good food and have a nice southern home feeling atmosphere. Every time I ate a Cracker Barrel, I felt like I was going over to my great grandma's house or something. Or my grandma's house. Wow, look at this. Oh, this old stuff she got. Alright. He gave me a sheet. Here it is. Hold on to this where I can pay attention and hopefully get where I needs to be. I know you said something about having to circle around the place. Oh, there it is on the right there. Oh man, ain't nobody parked there. That place is dead. Ooh, the snow, man. Dang. Yeah, I guess I didn't want somebody parked back there blocking driveways and stuff. And I get it. I didn't want to park there myself. I wanted to go somewhere else. But at the same time, I want to make sure they can get a hold of me. Is that the Popo? That ain't Popo. I don't think it is. Nah. Okay. But they got my phone number, so they can call me. And it shouldn't take me more than about 5 minutes to get back up there. And I know how to come in and back in and do all that stuff. He showed me how to do all that. So, shouldn't be too hard. Oh, yeah, I see what he's talking about. Yeah, go all the way around. All right. Might be where that truck's coming out. Maybe not. Let's go in here first. Just watch for low-hanging stuff. Yeah, follow that delivery sign, probably. Is that a trailer back there? It looked like one. All right, let's drive on around and see. Oversized vehicle straight. Yeah, clearance 8 feet. I don't think we can make that. Oh, there's plenty of cars parked under the garage in there. They're all parked in the garage where they don't get snow and ice. That's why the parking lot out front's empty. uh, yeah, because everybody's parking underneath the garage so they don't get snow and ice on their car and shoes and everything else walking in and out to the thing. That's smart, see? Oh, this is one way, so there must be another way out and then back there somewhere. Hollywood. Hollywood, Hollywood. All right. Yeah, I see the trailers back there. Know what you're talking about. There's a bus. Huh. Yeah, a lot of times casinos will let you park their facilities because they think you're going to come in and gamble. Uh-oh, this ain't good. Team member only. I wonder if I was supposed to... Yeah, this is where I'm supposed to go in. They got it all blocked off. That's not good. The bus is coming up behind me. Uh, Maybe there's another way in. I don't see it. Well, if I'm coming from the other direction, I can come in right there, but I can't make that turn and not tear up the curb. That's crazy. If that bus wasn't behind me, I'd just back through there. We'll chat back with y'all later. This is boring. Well, good morning, YouTubers, Triple T watchers. It is good to be talking to y'all this morning. We are in Jackson, Georgia, aka Atlanta South, TA. And man, look how tight it is right in here. Man, I slid them tandems to the rear. I popped out a camera on each side. And here's the thing, right? You can't just put the cameras on your trailer. You have to put them on the trailers that you're backing in between so that they can watch your trailer backing in to make sure that you don't hit them. So that's what I did. The guy parking next to me, what's that big something other. It's got the orange trucks, you know what I'm talking about? Oh man, I can't think of the name of it now, but they're out of Tennessee. Is it Shelbyville, Tennessee, or something like that? Anyway, stuck one on his trailer. And there's a car hauler next to me, right? So I stuck one on the car hauler, and man, I had a good, perfect view, especially from the camera on the car hauler side, because that was more or less my blind side, because I was blindside backing in, right? And so, see that excuse my language, that fella there should not be allowed to park right there, because he is effing it up for everybody else. That is not a parking spot, sir. It's not your fault, Mr. Red Peterbilt man. It's this douche here in this blue ultra law. Well, we know it ain't Sammy, right? Because Sammy wouldn't do that. Ain't that right, Sammy? Plus, yours is an ultra loft, not a mid roof. Mr. A-hole man. Anyway, let's get back to what I was talking about. So I had the cameras out. I backed it in. I probably could have got it in on the first try without having to pull up, but I wanted to make double sure I didn't hit that trailer on my inside, on my passenger side. So I pulled up, got straight, woof, right back in she went, man. And then I had a camera on my bumper, and I got some footage of that. I'll put that in here right now. So when I had the footage on my bumper, backing up to make sure I didn't hit the trailer behind me, because I didn't want to wake him up, because it's like midnight, and I didn't want to wake him up. So I had my camera going back there, and I eased it back to just before I hit the trailer, and stopped. And we were done. I'm like, hell yeah. That's the easiest I've ever backed into a blindside spot that tight, where you didn't have a lot of pull up or swing and stuff like that. So that was awesome. Yeah, man. And
Turn left at the traffic light, then take the second left.
So yeah, we got safely parked. I was nervous the generator might not crank, because we got a truck wash. Oh, Blue looks so much. Don't she look how bright and blue she looks. Even with the rain on her, man, she still looks pretty. And I told Teresa, I said, I'm getting her washed when I get there, and I don't care if it rains all day Saturday. I can deal with the rain, but that daggum crap that was on my baby Blue, woo, I was just about to cry. Finally got it all off, and we got going. We got over to a parking spot. Man, oh man.
Turning left on I-75 south.
Yeah, we got to start heading south. But anyway, we're gonna be rolling south, and I thought, we're gonna be going down through Georgia and stuff. So we'll roll a little bit of video footage and stuff for y'all to see. So y'all hang around, and we'll catch you on the other side a little later on down the road.
Well, the devil went down to Georgia. He was looking for a soul to steal. He was in a bind because he was way behind. He was willing to make a deal. When he came across this young man sawing on a fiddle and playing it hot, and the devil jumped up on a hickory stump and said, "Boy, let me tell you what. You probably didn't even know it, but I'm a fiddle player too. And if you care to take a dare, I'll just make a bet with you. Now, you play pretty good fiddle, boy, but let's give the devil his due. I bet a fiddle of gold against your soul. I think I'm better than you." Boy said, "My name's Johnny, and it might be a sin, but I'm gonna take your bet. You're gonna regret I'm the best as ever been." Johnny, rosin up your bow and play your fiddle hard, 'cause there's folks in Georgia and the devil deals the cards. If you win, you'll get the shiny fiddle made of gold, but if you lose, the devil gets your soul. Up his case, and he said, "I'll start this show," and fire flew from his fingertips as he rolled up his bow. And then he pulled his bow across the strings, and it made an evil hiss. And a band of demons joined in. It sounded something like this. When the devil finished, Johnny said, "You know, you're pretty good, old son, but you just flop down in that chair right there. I'm gonna show you how this stuff's done." Round the mountain, run, boys, run. Devil's in the house of the rising sun. Chicken in the bread pan, pick it out, though. Range, no bite, no child, no. Well, that old devil bowed his head because he knew that he'd been beat. And he laid that golden fiddle down on the ground at Johnny's feet. Johnny said, "Devil, come on back if you ever want to try again. I done told you once, you son of a gun, I'm the best that's ever been." He played, "Fire around, run, boys, run. Devil's in the house of the rising sun. Chicken in the bread pan, picking out dough. Ready to sit on bite, no child, no."
Coming up on the first way station in Georgia that I'm going to have to hit today. There's at least one or two more. Hopefully, it being Saturday and rainy, nasty weather, they'll be closed. According to the Trucker's Path app, they're closed. But can't trust the app because you got truck drivers doing the report, and you can't trust a trucker. You just can't trust a trucker. They'll sweet talk you. Before you know it, you're married to one. And then you're going, oh crap, what happened? I got snookered. That's why I always tell Teresa, I snookered you. My old buddy Ron, man, we've been best buddies. I've talked about him a lot on here. Been best friends since I was in the 2nd grade. We were both in the 2nd grade, Miss Barber's class. Back then, you stayed in one class all day, one teacher. You didn't go change classrooms and stuff like that. But me and him used to go up to a place in Donaldsonville where we lived called Ed's Pool Hall. And he had this big old table, and it was a game, and the balls were a little bit smaller, and it was a game called it was snooker, right? Something like that. I forget what they called it now. Anyway, you just I think they're closed, man, because I didn't see anything that indicated they were open. So I'm just gonna go with the assumption they're closed, because I see the red X up yonder. See that red X? Well, y'all can't see it, but there's a red X way up yonder. I can see it. I got 50-50 vision. And so if you got a red X like that over the scale lane, chances are they're closed. Yeah, I see the cones on the scale over there now. So yeah, they're closed. Good deal, good deal, good deal, baby, good deal. But anyway, yeah, we would try to play that snooker, man. We were decent pool players. We weren't excellent. I mean, we could play. I mean, I've run the table before on like 8 ball, 9 ball, stuff like that. But yeah, Mr. Ed would go, y'all mess up my table, boy, y'all gonna have to pay for it. No, so we'll be real careful. And you would try to, you try to sink balls, but then you'd also try to leave the other person where he couldn't make a shot, like behind another ball that he wasn't supposed to hit. Snooker, you snooker him behind another ball. But yeah, old snooker, I remember that. Yeah, we're rolling on down here. Let's see, what is this? Forsyth, Georgia. It looks like it's not a heavy rain, just enough to be irritating, right? But we're on schedule to get to Homestead, Florida. I'd say between 8 and 9 o'clock tonight. Just be on the safe side, let's say 8:15 to 9 o'clock. Because whenever, like right now, the GPS is saying we'll be there at 7 o'clock. Yeah, but GPS ain't taking into account traffic, P breaks, stopping to get some fuel maybe. So, yeah, there's a lot of other things you got to take into consideration. So give yourself whatever the GPS says, just tack on an hour. Give yourself a little more time. And for me, let's tack on an extra 15 minutes. Man. So yeah, we're still north of Macon, man. We still got a little ways to go. Yeah, I wanted to stop, get into a Fleet Pride, and see if they had my air filters, because I wanted to replace these. I'm trying to remember if they were changed when I had my turbo replaced. Because I blew a turbo, right? You know, I normally don't discourage people from buying products and stuff, you know, but hey, I feel like I would be negligent if I didn't at least tell you what happened. You know, I've probably done a video on this. I don't know. I can't remember. But I blew a turbo up in Nashville. I was like 10 miles from where I had to deliver, man, rolling through Nashville. Boom! And so I got stopped on a get-off ramp right across the interstate from the Freightliner place in Nashville. And so I talked to the Freightliner place about them fixing it, and they were like, yeah, we can probably get it done by the end of the week. I'm like, nope, that won't work. So got a hold of Mike and Kelly there in Franklin, Kentucky. What's that, Southern Diesel? I think it's called, something like that. They are really good mechanics, and they got me right in, got me taken care of. Took the old turbo off, took the air charge cooler off, and I want to say we did the filters too, because there's so much oil and metal up in there. We didn't want to take a chance on any of it getting into my air compressor or into my motor or anything like that. So I want to say they changed all those out. I can't remember, but it sort of seems like we did. But yeah, the air charge cooler had to replace it, which looks like a big old radiator on the front of the truck. So I don't know, and that's only been, has it been a year? I can't remember if it's been over a year, going on 2, or just 1 year. But yeah, I need to get that done. I want to get them replaced. And but the problem is there's different sizes, right? And Fleet Pride, they don't have the part number for your truck. They don't have a way of looking it up by the VIN. So but I'll figure it out, I guess. Because if you buy them from the TA, if they even had them in stock, the markup is terrible. Yeah, we got a load of energy drinks. So I forgot the name brand. It's not like Monster or anything like that. It's some other off-brand energy drink. It's in a green can. A light green looking can. But yeah, they got this marked as a high value load. And certain places I can't park. One of them is Florida, all of Florida. So so I emailed the woman. I said, "Hey, that might be a problem for me because I'm delivering in Homestead. Chances are I'm gonna have to stop and take a break somewhere before I get to Homestead. What am I supposed to do?" She goes, "Well, just make sure you park somewhere responsible. Not in a shady looking area." Florida? Shady? Come on, man. Unless you're stopping in Jacksonville or, somewhere like that, you're good. look at that, man. The world's greatest porta potty. Holy crap. That is something. Look at that. Good wipes. Your butt will never be the same. That's good stuff right there, man. Never know what you see rolling through Georgia. But yeah, it looks like this rain is going to persist for a while. So I may pause the filming a little bit, because we still got a long way to go, man. We still got, what is it? I think it's like over 600 miles. So yeah, we still get a lot in before it's over with. So we'll let y'all go right now, and we'll check back with you once the rain lets up. All right? All right. Well, we are south of Macon, Georgia. Rolling down I-75. We got some decisions to make. We can take I-10 over to Jacksonville and down 95. We can stay on 75, run down to Wildwood and jump on the turnpike. Or we can stay on 75 all the way down and run across Alligator Alley. So, yeah, we have some options. I'm kind of leaning towards cutting across on I-10 and running down 95 just to avoid the tolls. Because the tolls on an 18-wheeler, man, woo, in Florida, that ain't no joke, bro. And I could probably save over $100, I imagine, or more, if I don't run the turnpike. So I'm kind of leaning towards. Plus, I hate going through Orlando. Good God Almighty! It don't matter if you're on the turnpike, I-4, or what you're on. Orlando sucks. So that's what I'm kind of leaning towards. Back in the day, when I used to work for my very first company, Charles Patterson Trucking, out of Kinston, Alabama. That's over very close to OPP, the OPP. And we would be coming back from California, going down to Deerfield Beach, Florida, to the Publix Distribution Center. He would not let us run the turnpike. We had to go all the way over to Jacksonville and go down 95. So, you know, I didn't know about running no turnpike until, until I got on with some other companies. But, and then when I was with MSJ, if you ran the turnpike, you had to pay cash and then turn in your receipts. Oh, Mr. Sheriff man, got him one. I remember running through, because I used to run Chicago a lot when I was with MSJ Trucking, man. And you know all the tolls they got up there. And you had to stop and pay every one of them, with cash. And then send in the receipts, And back then, you didn't send in digital copies. You sent in paper copies. So I'd have to keep track of all my paper, put it in a trip pack envelope, and send it all in. And that's how I got paid, was with those receipts for the tolls. So a lot has changed since the way back then. Now trucking companies have digital toll things, toll readers and all that stuff. So a lot has changed. But it's progress, right? We're moving forward. And look how much more convenient it is not having to send in those paper bills, send in those paper receipts and all this other stuff, right? You just send it in digitally. So I came up with an idea because the other day I told you guys about the inspection in Tennessee. I'm not going to rehash that, but I had to show him my insurance card, cab card. Well, I don't know if I misplaced it or he misplaced it or what, but anyway, I couldn't find my insurance card. I was looking for it the other day to make sure I had everything was in order in my book. And I was thinking, man, this dadgum book, I'm going through here pulling out permits that are 5 years old. They've been expired for 5 years, man. Why ain't they got this crap out of here? And I'm looking for my insurance card, digging through all this paper and stuff. Oh, this is so dadgum aggravating. Ended up calling Landstar, getting them to email me a PDF copy of the insurance card. And I told the guy, I said, don't worry, I'll print it out. Made print out 2 copies. One to keep in the book and one to keep in my little overhead up here where I can just reach and grab it real quick. He goes, yeah, that's a good idea. And maybe save this email in case you ever need to print it out again. Well, it's only going to be good for a year. So anyway, I'm going down the road and I started thinking about it, And I was like, how cool would it be if my permit book was digital? Huh? How freaking cool would that be, right? So Landstar has an app, the Landstar One app, the Load app, or something. They got 2 different apps, at least two different apps. Plus, they have Landstar Online if you like to do everything with a laptop or something like that, or iPad or whatever, and you don't want to use the app. So either way, you got different ways of accessing your information as well as the load board and other information that Landstar puts out. So I got to thinking about that. Why can't they take our permit book and all those permits, put them on a digital file? That way, when I go into the app, boom, I click on that file, boom, there's all my permits in alphabetical order, maybe, or whatever order is easiest to find. You have a table of contents, so you can go, I need an alcohol permit, okay, go to A, all right, there it is, all right. I need a hazmat permit, go to H's, there it is, hazmat, all right, boom. So it's easy to find. So the DOT officer wants to see that permit. He also wants to see your ELD logs. So you have to email him, text him, airdrop, or either just hand him your iPad. In some form or another, he is going to need to see those logs, right? And they're digital logs, that are done on an iPad, an iPhone, on an Android phone, on an Android tablet, some kind of device. Even if you have OmniTracks, it's all on some kind of a digital device. There's no paper logs, right? The only time you use paper logs is if your ELD is not working or you're waiting on a replacement part for something to do with your ELD or something like that, right? So when you send them your logs, boom, you send them your cab card, you send them your insurance, you send them this permit, that permit, whatever they want to see. Boom, you just send it right on over to them, And I'm not saying do away with the permit book altogether. What I'm saying is, because you're going to need a backup, right? Because we have the ELD, but we also have a backup for that ELD called a paper log book. And that's required that you have one in the truck. It's not optional. You have to have a paper logbook in your truck. I keep mine in my permit book where I can find it. That's how big that freaking permit book is. Anyway, I just thought this would be so easy. And then all the permits that we share at Landstar, alcohol permit, hazmat permits, all the permits that are general that go across the board for everybody can be, can easily be uploaded. Check what's that? You've seen those buttons? Select all, and it lights up everybody, and then everybody gets it. Or reply all to an email, and then everybody gets it. It'd be the same thing with the permits that everybody has. And then the specific stuff like cab cards and insurance cards can be individually, assigned, like you to their login. So when you log in, everybody has a login, right? I want to say it's like an email address. I can't remember right offhand what my. Anyway, everybody has a user ID, which could be your email, and a password. So when you log in, boom, there's your cab card. Your insurance card is specific to you, right? Why did I get over with that car sitting way up yonder? That's all right. We'll get back over in a second. So anyway, so I sent Landstar an email. First I reached out to a guy over here in Landstar, a guy named Greg Nelson, works up in corporate. He's easy to get a hold of. You can talk to him. I sent him a message through Facebook Messenger. And I said, hey, Greg, I said, man, I got this great idea for a digital permit book. I said, I don't know who I need to talk to about it. Could you tell me who I should talk to about it? So he gave me the director of permits email address and her name. And I was like, awesome. So I sent her an email detailing what I had in mind that I wanted to do. And I said, this is going to be great. There's potential to save money on postage. And let's leave it right there at postage, and I'm going to jump back and tell you about something. And then we'll jump back to postage. Okay, so when you're at Landstar, you have the option to get your settlement sheet mailed to you through snail mail every week. Or you can opt out of getting the paper settlement and get a digital settlement. So it's up to you, right? And every time you log in, not log in, but every time you go to documents or whatever it is, it asks you, do you want to opt out of paper and get, regular? Because it asks me because I get the paper. I like having that paper at the house for tax purposes. Okay, so anyway, now let's jump back to where I was just talking about with the postage. Now, you have that same option to opt out of receiving paper permits in the mail. And you just print them out yourself from the digital file if you want to keep them in your permit book, right? So, boom, there's potential to save money on postage. All right. Now, one other thing to consider. Hypothetically speaking, say I didn't know I was missing my insurance card and I get pulled in to get inspected, DOT, they ask me for all my paperwork and I don't have an insurance card. There's a good chance, depending on the officer's attitude, that I could get written up and there's more CSA points, right? So the digital is there with you all the time because you always have your phone. Who doesn't walk around with a daggum iPhone or Android or some type of phone? Everybody just about has to have a phone nowadays to get anything done. So it's right there, bam. You pull it up on your phone. So you always got that information handy. The office, and here's the thing, right? Well, suppose DOT wants to see it in a paper form. Okay. Let's say they want to see it in paper form. You can't see my logs because I don't have them in paper form. They're on digital. So if you're not gonna accept my cab card or my insurance card in a digital form, I'm not going to send you my logs. You have to decide. If you're willing to take my logs in a digital form, which I will say, in my opinion, are just as important as that cab card or that insurance card, because you're going to want to see if my logs are accurate or not, right? Because there could be potential violations there, right? More likely there's a violation with the logs than with the cab card or the insurance card, if you look at the statistics, okay? So, if you're going to accept the digital logs, which everybody does, then everybody should also accept the digital cab card, the digital insurance card. And I'm okay if you want to say, okay, well, it has to have some type of water stamp or some kind of stamp on it, some kind of, marking that lets you know it's not something that's AI generated or whatever, it's legit, right? I get it. I understand you're going to want to see that. But if I could generate that, I could just as easily generate fake logs, So, anyway, yeah, so I don't think that's a valid argument that DOT is going to have to see something in paper. I think if they'll take the ELD log on digital, they'll take the other stuff on digital. See what I'm saying? All right, so that helps cut down on your CSA scores, right? Less likely you'll get busted for, not having all the documents that you need to have. Maybe you're missing a permit, you didn't get one in the mail, or whatever. A lot of times they'll email us the permits, and we'll print them out or just keep them on our phone. So there's already a form of digitality going on at Landstar. So I broke it down, all these different ideas I had about the digital permit book, and how much easier it would be than carrying around that big old bulky book that you have to constantly take papers out, put papers in, take papers out, put papers in. It would be a lot easier, just a couple clicks, boom, 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 update, all right, everything's good. So much simpler. Like I said, I gave a detailed email, all my ideas, all the positives, so about 2 days later, and I'm thinking, well, I guess they're just going to blow me off. But anyway, 2 days later, I get a reply back from the director of permits at Landstar. And she says, I'm so sorry, I meant to email you sooner, we've just been really busy. And she said, I love your idea, it is great. That is definitely something we want to do. And to be honest with you, we had tossed around the idea of something like that back in 2022, but we never followed through on it. And now that you're bringing it up, it's definitely something I would like to follow through on and get this done. This is a great idea. This is going to make it so much better for the BCOs who are willing to change with technology. I'll be honest, when we first had to go to ELDs, I hated it. I loved my paper logs because I am an artist. When it comes to log books, I am Leonardo da Vinci, baby. I can draw some lines, that rival the Mona Lisa. So I don't know if Da Vinci painted Mona Lisa. I've heard of Da Vinci, I've heard of Mona Lisa. Those are only two art names I know off the top of my head. So don't go jumping all over. Oh, he didn't paint that. I don't know what he painted. I don't know who painted Mona Lisa. I don't know none of that stuff. I'm not a well-educated person. I've told y'all this. Barely made it through high school. But when it comes to Southern stuff, I know how to help deliver hogs, pigs. I know how to help birth some calves, and I know how to I know how to do Southern farm stuff. I know how to get out there and fix my lights when they go bad. Stuff like that. I got some common sense. I just don't got a lot of book sense. So anyway, oh, look at that purple classic, man. That was nice. she goes, we're having a meeting on Tuesday, and well, she replied to my email and said she was going to call me. So she called me yesterday, and we had a good long talk on the phone yesterday. So I thought that was awesome. The director of permits at Landstar is calling me to talk to me about my idea and to see, to ask me some questions, what I thought about this, thought about that, particulars. And this is somebody who I'll bet my last dollar has a college education. She sounded pretty smart on the phone. So for her to call me and pick my brain, ask about this and that, she's just doing it because I have a lick of common sense, and I'm pretty good at thinking outside the box, coming up with ideas and stuff, ways to do things. If I told y'all well, I can tell you this: the statute of limitations has ran out on this. Back when I was in the 10th grade, I took typing, and I skipped a few days of school and didn't get the best of grades. So I would take my report card and I would change the days, number of days missed in school, change that to 0 or whatever. My grade, I'd make a few alterations on the grades, stuff like that. So I made fake report cards to take home to my granddaddy. I loved him. I wasn't trying to be, I didn't want to disappoint him. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to disappoint the people who were counting on me to graduate high school. And me and my buddy Ron, I told you about him, we used to skip school every now and then. We'd go down to the river, or one time we went to the Rattlesnake Rodeo over in Wiggum, Georgia, and we do stuff like that, skip school, but never skipped so many days that I didn't graduate. Just the amount of days that you're allowed to skip, we would skip. So anyway, so even back then, I was coming up with creative ideas, doing shady stuff, So I've always had that creative ability to create and do stuff like that. So that's the thing about this digital permit book, right? It's something that's creative. It's a way of thinking about stuff. And so I was like, this is cool, man. I'm getting to talk to them and consult on them with this stuff. They might actually use some of my ideas, that'd be great. And so yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I cannot wait. I hope 2026 is the birth of the digital permit book, and yeah, that would be awesome. And hey, I'm not going to say name it after me. We're just going to say the digital permit book and leave it at that. You don't have to call it the Triple T permit book. We'll just call it the plain old digital permit book. Oh, man, that's funny. But anyway, so yeah, so we got some cool things going on over here at Landstar. I'm still not advocating that you come over here. I'm just saying there's some cool stuff that's going on, and I hope I'm still here. I don't know yet because there's a video. I'm like 2 or 3 videos ahead. This one is. There's some behind this one that hopefully y'all have already seen by now, and one of them might be a little iffy on me if I'm still here or not. So, but anyway, yeah. So that's going to be cool. I can't wait if we actually get that and it works and everything. So anyway, I done rambled on enough. Let's get on down the road a little ways, and we'll check back in with you maybe when we get a little bit closer to the promised land, also known as Florida, the free state, which might be property tax free for homestead Floridians. Huh? Yeah, they're gonna put it on the ballot, baby. No property taxes. That's gonna be awesome. You know it. Oh man, what would happen if it didn't pass? I would be pissed. But anyway, we'll see. All right, y'all don't go nowhere. Hang around. All right, baby. That is a wrap on South Florida. Another Landstar driver down here trying to get this appointment straightened out. Ooh, we're gonna hit the road, baby. See if we can't be back in Tallahassee by 9 o'clock tonight. Ooh, man, I'm give out. It's been a long drive. We made it down to Homestead. We got delivered. We don't have a back haul back out. That's okay. We're headed to the house. So we're going to get our butt on back to the house. We got a lot of things we need to do up there. Load paid pretty good. Just barely good enough to afford to be able to deadhead home, I guess. But we got to get back up there because we got to go to Mariana, get some service work done on the truck and everything. Got to keep Landstar happy. Got to keep old Blue healthy. And keep running down these roads. Sorry the video was so long. There was a lot of rambling, talking. I hope you liked the idea about the digital logbook. It was something I came up with. I thought it was a great idea. Make our life out here on the road a lot simpler. Make it a lot simpler for Landstar when it comes to them updating our permit book so that all the permits are new, updated, all the old stuff is out. Just seemed like a great idea. So hopefully it works out. I'll keep you guys posted on it, let you know in the future how it goes. In the meantime, y'all stay safe. Don't give up. Keep moving forward. And always keep punching.
Just keep punching, Apollo.
Keep punching.